Hi, I'm Keith Melton. I'm going to talk a little bit today about feeding technology, why it's important to have accurate feeding, and then also some of the benefits maybe of the working together with the company Coperion K-Tron. Probably the number one is accurate feeding, accuracy and consistency. And then maybe the question comes, well, why do you need to have something that's very highly accurate? And of course, then it doesn't depend on us. That's more dependent on your process and what you need to have inside your battery, what you need inside your battery material, and where the relationship between one material and another material makes a big difference to the end product, to the end product quality. Then of course you need to have something that's very high accuracy. It's also a matter of the raw ingredients. You know, if you have too much of one material in a product, it simply doesn't work. There are different levels of accuracy that are required depending on your process, so depending on what somebody's trying to do. And there are, of course, therefore, different ways of maintaining that accuracy. We can attain very high accuracy using feeding equipment, and lower accuracies can then be obtained using something like a weighed receiver, so vacuum conveying, also with some weighing involved. But it's also then, you can use expensive materials or cheaper materials to balance against them, so you can also regulate the cost of a particular product. Maybe that's not quite so relevant in the battery industry, it's more down to absolute accuracy, but it's still an important consideration. What we also do, or what's also important in this industry, is then to have a containment. So many of the materials in the battery process, they're toxic, which is very well known. Sometimes it's not just about toxicity, but it's also about the difficulties once a material such as an active carbon leaks into a factory. How do you clean it up? It's really difficult to do that. So clearly the better solution would be to have something that doesn't leak any material at all. With toxic materials, we talk then about OEB levels. And an OEB is just then simply a classification of how much powder or how much material is allowed to get into the atmosphere. A very, very high level would be up to and around OEB 5. So that's possible with the equipment that we have. It's possible on a feeding level. It's possible also on a pneumatic conveying level. But then also to say the competence of Coperion as a group is not just about feeding. It's also about a complete package. The great strength of Coperion within the battery industry, I guess, is then the mixing. So we can deliver continuous mixes for slurries, then for wet processes, but also for semi-dry and then towards dry processes as well. We also have a capability to build plant-wide solutions. So not just feeding, not just extrusion, not just material handling, but then also complete packages together. So it's not just about individual components, it can be, but it's all about a packaged solution as well.